Hello, hello. Check one, check two, check one, two, three. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Alright, here we go. Fuck. God damn. Tearing me up. Wasn't even worth getting a damn tactical sub. Oh, yeah, he... Oh, yeah. I wonder who's watching.
Breitbart News. Welcome back to you, Mr. Shapiro.
Thanks for having me.
I've missed you. He says, like...
I thought maybe you were going to deport yourself after full gun control.
Oh, you're attempts with your amazing sales effect.
Oh, I wanted you to stay. You're so much fun.
This is an appalling story. I'm sure we both agree on that. This 5-year-old boy shooting and killing his 2-year-old sister with a rifle he'd been given. Now, in Kentucky, when this happened, it's legal to do this. And what I want to do is play a commercial. This is a cricket who made these rifles and market them to these kids. Let's watch this.
Where are you going? Shoot my new cricket rifle. I already thought he had one.
My first rifle. A moment you'd never forget. The cricket. Way to get small frame shooters starting right. With a safety-promoting design. It's soft shooting, affordable, and accurate. Girls and even mom will love the way they can pick one to their own taste. Start your own cricket.
I mean, look, I'll be honest with you. I thought this was a spoof. I really did. I cannot believe that this is genuinely deliberate, targeted advertising and marketing to give 5-year-olds rifles. What is your view?
Well, the marketing is directed at the parents, obviously, and the parents are making some, interesting decisions. I'd say bad decisions if they're giving a 5-year-old a gun. It is illegal, as far as I know, for a 5-year-old to walk into a gun shop and pick up a gun. The problem, I think, is broader than just this. I mean, if we're going to go to any kind of implement that encourages kids to own guns, then we're going to have to go straight to Hollywood, and I'm not sure that people want to go there. I mean, most people who want to own guns do so because they watch Die Hard or because they watch, a movie with a gun.
Yeah, but it's illegal for a kid of 5 to go and watch a lot of these violent movies.
That's true, although some of the PG movies even have guns in them. So it's...
But, back in was irrelevant, except that, the thing like toy guns. Kids have toy guns, and it's known to be a toy. It doesn't fire real bullets. This tragedy happened because these parents were traduced, I would imagine, by that very kind of advertising, and they believe it's perfectly normal to give their 5-year-old kid a rifle. And I just find it unconscionable.
Well, I certainly find it unconscionable on the part of the parents. I mean, as far as the advertiser goes, I'm not...
Should it be banned, that kind of advertising?
I think that there's an argument to be made in favor of that, but I do think that the broader argument is not about situations like this. I mean, these cases happen, and they are horrifying. But the real heart of the gun control issue to what happened in Chicago. I mean, I follow your Twitter feed, Piers, and I noticed that you tweeted a couple of times about this particular story. I didn't see any tweets about, for example, 20 people being shot yesterday in Chicago.
Well, I tweeted before about Chicago and
right.
discussed it on the show numerous times. Chicago is a particularly awful situation that's got to be dealt with.
We should focus on the central problem then? I mean, this is...
We can. So what I find interesting about this with you is, and we've discussed gun control before in a very animated way, but, you agree with me then that you would bring in a form of gun control which would be prohibiting companies like cricket from targeting young people with guns.
I'm fairly certain liability law already covers a lot of this. I mean, there is such a thing as advertising liability. If you advertise, for example, you have an overground pool, and someone advertises someone diving into the pool, and then someone dives into the pool and breaks their neck, then you can be sued for that. If these advertisements show these guns as being a lot safer than they are, there's advertising liability already. I'm not sure you need a specific law directed at that.
On the ongoing debate about background checks and so on, last time I interviewed you, you said you were in favour of background checks.
I am.
Why is it that even background checks can't get past ICON? What is going on?
Well, they're not effective, unfortunately. I think the concept of background checks is generally a good one. I mean, we want to weed out people who are responsible from people who are irresponsible. Unfortunately, in California, we have universal background checks, even close to effective. The idea that government, the ability to really do that sort of weeding out with a universal background, I wish it were true. Unfortunately, we're told not that easy. In concept, I'd like to see a plan that can be implemented that actually works.
There's a poll that's just come out. This is a fairly controversial poll. So 29% of Americans believe that in the next few years an armed revolution might be necessary in order to protect our liberties. Additional 5% were unsure about that. So a third of Americans genuinely believe they need to be armed to possibly rise up against some form of tyranny. What?
Because that is the fundamental basis of American freedom. That has always been the fundamental basis.
Where would the tyranny come from?
The tyranny would come from the government. I mean,
Barack Obama's government?
No, not Barack Obama's government. I don't believe that Barack Obama is a tyrannical leader.
So whose government?
Well, I couldn't name you a name, but it's not a matter of who is in charge. It's a question of what the government does.
I believe, like a third of people, that you will need in the next few years, it says, you will need to have weapons to take on your own government.
I don't don't believe in the next few years. I believe that there is always the possibility of government tyranny. I don't see that happening in the next couple of years. I do think, Piers, I have to say, I think the reason that there are so many folks the possibility of government tyranny is threefold, really. It's the Obama administration's increasing reliance on big government, and that I think threatens some people. I think that it is folks like Alex Jones who do this routine where every time they shut down a city like Boston because of a terrorist attack, it's the end of the world and military laws at hand. And honestly, I think part of it is due to folks like you, Piers, because, you know, you go out of your way to really give the impression that you're interested in taking away people's fundamental right to bear arms, and I think that scares a lot of folks.
Well, no, I'm not. We've discussed this. I'm not remotely against people having the right to bear arms. I'm seriously against the right to have military-style assault weapons to blow kids' brains to pieces in schools.
I still don't understand your position on this, because you've said you're against assault weapons, but you are okay with handguns. Handguns kill 6,000 people a year. Assault weapons kill 300.
Well, they're both a big problem. Handguns and assault weapons with mass shootings.
You're from the UK. Why don't we just go with a full gun ban?
Well, UK has 40, 50 gun murders a year.
Right.
America has 12,000. Why don't we try our way? Let's move on to this.
I'm glad you finally let your agenda out there.
I don't have an agenda. I just want to make America safer and save lives. That's my agenda. Let's turn to Jason Collins. This is the sports star that came out. You tweeted this. So Jason Collins is a hero because he's gay. Our standard for heroism has dropped quite a bit since Normandy. Why such a cheap shot against a guy who did a pretty brave thing?
I don't think it's a cheap shot. I think that heroism is defined by willingness to sacrifice in favor of, and take a real personal risk in favor of a noble, larger goal. This may be a noble, larger goal, but I'm not sure what the risk.
First male American athlete in history to come out as gay while still playing.
Martina Navratilova came out in 1981. That was 3 years before I was born. So let me ask you something, Piers. Why do you hate Americans so much that you think this is such a homophobic country that when Jason Collins comes out, it is the biggest deal in the history of humanity? President Obama has to personally call him to congratulate him.
Why do I hate America so much?
That you think that we are such a homophobic country.
I think you may be homophobic simply because you said, why is Jason Collins a hero? Because he's gay.
I don't understand why.
Why sneer at a guy for coming out when he's being courageous?
I'm not sneering at him for coming out.
Are you the one being homophobic?
I don't think it's homophobic to simply say we're apathetic about people's personal lives.
But you're the one who thinks your government's going to invade and attack you, which is very anti-American sentiment.
I don't think that my government is going to do that. I think there's a possibility.
Because he came out. So when he calls
I think that America is a fundamentally good place.
You look at your own backyard.
I think that America is a fundamentally good place. The fact is this, Piers. You're British, and a lot of folks have said you should leave the country because you're British. You come on here every night, and you speak in a British accent. That doesn't make you a hero. That makes you being who you are. I'm Jewish. I understand. I'm Jewish. I wear a yarmulke on TV, right? There's a lot of anti-Semitism. There are people who are killed in anti-Semitic attacks, and, you know, per capita, as many hate crimes against Jews as against gays in this country. America is not an anti-Semitic country, and I'm not a hero for wearing a yarmulke. Being who you are in 2013 in America is what America is about. It is not heroic to be who you are publicly. I'm glad for Jason Collins if he feels that he's going to live a happier life now. But it does not make you a hero to be who you are. America is not a homophobic country.
Ben, come off it.
Come off it.
Got to leave it there, but come off it.
Give
the guy a break. He's the first one to come out. He's a brave guy. I applaud him.
I'm glad the president calls him.
To have your first thought to be to get on Twitter and sneer at him?
No,
cheap.
I think what's cheap is ripping on America and calling it essentially a homophobic country. So homophobic that we need
calling America homophobic.
Piers, you cover stories in which man bites dog, not in which dog bites man.
Mentioned America's homophobic.
No, you know it's homophobic.
Got to leave it there. But seriously, nobody mentioned America being homophobic. You're going mad.
Then what's the big deal?
Ben Shapiro, come back soon on the grill there. And he was too. When we come back, we put drunken arrest. Tweet. News, that's coming next.
System of technologies that work together to keep you cool while you sleep. Ultra-breathable support layers channel heat away from your body. Pure Cool technology delivers cooling comfort you can feel, and it's all performance cover that's cool to the touch. So you sleep cool and wake up feeling powerful. It's not Tempur-Pedic, it's a compromise. Tempur-Pedic sleep is power.
Violence in Charlottesville prompting renewed debate over Confederate statues and memorials throughout the nation. I want to discuss this now with senior political commentators. Boykin and Alice Stewart, and syndicated talk radio host John Fredericks, and Ben Shapiro, editor-in-chief of The Daily Wire and the former editor-at-large at Breitbart. I'm so glad to have all of you on tonight. John, I'm going to start with you. John, thank you. Today, the president tweeted about removing these Confederate statues from the U.S., saying that it is sad to see the history and culture of our great country ripped apart. Are you with the president on this?
Don, the statues represent a history in America that you can't whitewash. President Obama said he wanted to transform America by changing its history. You can't do that. But the real issue is not the statues, Don. It's not about the Confederacy. The real issue with the people that want the statues, because they see their jobs going away, they see that urban America has basically taken them for granted, and they're taking away their jobs, they're taking away their culture, they're taking away their staying in towns. I just got back from...
What you're describing now is racism.
This is not racism, but it's economics. That's got nothing to do with
You said that urban people are taking away their jobs.
Urban people are taking the elites in Washington do not represent rural America, people that have lost their jobs. Because the statues are a symbol of something they're clinging to because they're tired of the political correctness and the Washington elites. I just took Amtrak here from Utica, New York, Don. I passed in 4 blocks, Don. I passed 27 shuttered factories. These are the real statues of